Okay, so I'm finished for today. Um, I'm in the 98 kilogram regularly now. In fact, I just weighed myself 97.9, and I think it's probably a little bit light, probably 98.5, 98.3. But I think it's simply because I keep coming to the gym, keep working out, and I'm not eating any rubbish foods at all. I'm not eating any saturated fats. I'm eating good fats like beef mince and chicken that have good fats in them. I eat a lot of eggs every day, 8 to 12 eggs a day. But a lot of exercise, that's the most important thing. But here's what this is what I would say to fitness clients. To get to where I am, you need to give yourself 2 years. Are you going to do that? Are you going to be consistent? Consistency is everything. Nothing else matters if you're not consistent. I have experience with people who are not consistent. They always end up exactly where they started. Are you willing to come 3 days a week to the gym? Are you willing to make it 5 days a week? It's not if it's just 2 days a week and then you disappear. That's no good. Can you come 2 days a week for 2 years? Can you come 3 days a week for 2 years? And there might be times where you can't. That's understandable, but consistency. If you say, I can come 2 times a week, Tuesday and Thursday, great. Let's plan everything for you. So in 2 years' time, you will see massive improvements. The other one I would say, are you willing to change your diet? I have met people who work out just as hard as I do, but they eat all the rubbish in the world. They go to McDonald's and Burger King, and trust me, I love McDonald's and Burger King. I would love to have a Big Mac right now. In fact, I've been thinking about Big Macs a lot lately. And the Burger King chicken burger, the long one, you know. And then it made me think about, in Australia, the Red Rooster chicken roll, which was fantastic, the best ever. Are you willing to change your diet? Are you willing to follow what I eat? Are you willing to swap white rice for brown rice? Are you willing to swap buying convenience store sandwiches for a piece of chicken, for a chicken breast? Skinless chicken breast. Okay? Are you willing to get rid of bread? Are you willing to eat beef mince? There's something else that's very important. So planning your diet for the week. And I have a list of ingredients that people should buy and stick to that have worked for me. And other people that have adopted what I eat, what's worked for them as well. They've all said they've lost weight, they've gained muscle, they feel better. And I do believe if I can do it, you can do it. I don't think it's anything special. But you really do need somebody there who's going to tell you, keep going. Because there are periods of time where you don't see any improvement. This happens all the time. So a really good example of this was recently for about 2 weeks. I felt a little bit bloated, a bit heavy, and I was looking and I was going, I'm not really losing any weight, I'm still staying the same. But then suddenly, like just in the last 3 days, I've dropped a kilogram, and I'm a little bit more defined in the abdominal muscles, just on the side obliques as well. A little bit more veins are popping up. It doesn't happen overnight, and it's like 2-3 weeks, you might see nothing, then suddenly something happens. But I think at the beginning, it's even worse. It's 6 months, 9 months, you're not going to see much, and then suddenly, bang, you just notice it. It just happens like that. So you really do need that support structure in place, and people who are willing to keep you on track. I think it's very important because you can lose your weight. So they're the things that I think are most important as a personal trainer and as a client of a personal trainer. The other one is, there's one more. Form. how to do the exercise. I am seeing people who are being taught to put pressure on the inside of the knees, and they're not being taught to share the load on the knees and on the other joints as well. What's going to happen when they start squatting more than their body weight? Knee problems. Trust me, I know. You gotta practice the form more than anything. Don't even worry about how much you can lift. Grab a bar. Grab a plastic bar. Grab a broom and practice the motion. Get the motion right. Don't even worry about if you're lifting 20 kilograms, 40 kilograms. I can still squat 500 pounds. Okay, just to below 90 degrees. I don't go any lower than, nice square, you would say. Simply because my knees can't take it. I do need some support on my knees. But I will just get the bar itself and just practice the form for 10 minutes straight. And actually by the end of doing that, I'm tired. But I'll practice it for 5-10 minutes straight. That might be 100 reps just of the bar. No weight on it whatsoever. So just make sure I've got it right. Make sure that the weight I put on my knees is shared across the knee, not just on one specific area. The medial cruciate ligament, I've noticed some people doing that. They're not being trained the right way. The form is everything. So make sure you have the right library there, so you can be guaranteed that your form is good. That's going to be more important than anything, I think. So they're the things that I think are very, very important when you're training, when you're picking a personal trainer, and the things that are going to keep you going. Make sure you're consistent, you're eating the right stuff, you got someone there to support you and knows the form of the exercise as well, and you're just not guessing. A lot of injuries happen because people just use incorrect form. So they're the things I think you've got to think about. So hopefully this has been a little bit helpful. And you don't need anything special. You don't need all these self-help books and these special secrets to building muscle. That they don't exist. They just sell you stuff I don't think you really need. But if there are specific things that help, then they're great. But there's no secret formula to anything. It's just consistency and hard work. And discipline. Eating the right stuff. And not heading off to McDonald's like I'm thinking about doing right now. I'm not going to do it. I'm going to stick to my brown rice and beef mince tonight. So anyway, hopefully that's been helpful. Have a fantastic time wherever you are in the world right now, morning, afternoon, evening, and I'll talk to you all later. Bye for now. Bye-bye.